Dedicated to strengthening Georgia's future workforce by uniting Technology Association of Georgia resources with leading education initiatives. A focus emphasizing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to today's students, our state's workforce of tomorrow. The Technology Association Education Collaborative, more than a vision, a mission that works, helping to elevate the quality and effectiveness of Georgia's schools in order to produce more students pursuing the STEM-specific majors at institutions of higher education and, ultimately, STEM-related careers. Greetings, everyone, and a special welcome from the Technology Association of Georgia. This is Tech Talk. It's January 6, 2015, and on today's Tech Talk, we revisit TAG-Ed's most notable accomplishments in 2014 and look into the future for the collaborative with its executive director, Michael Robertson. His mission, or should we say passion, is to work with TAG member companies to support and promote science, technology, engineering, and math programs to today's students that will be crucial to Georgia's future economy. Prior to joining TAG-Ed in 2010 as a full-time staff member, Michael helped build bridges between business and education in a variety of volunteer roles, serving as chairman of the advisory board of the Georgia Industrial Fellowship for Teachers, where he was instrumental in expanding summer fellowship placements to over 100 teachers across Georgia, and as a member of the Peachtree Executive Advisory Board for FIRST, which aspires to make STEM in schools as cool for kids as sports are today. Having spent the prior 16 years as an executive in the private sector, he provided strategic oversight and direction as he grew one company from 400 to 2,000 employees. His scope of contributions included human resources, employee training and high potential development, corporate communications, and public relations. It's from the TAG Education Collaborative mission, goals, and accomplishments, like its amazingly successful outreach programs in 2014, to its plans and insights for the 2015 year as we Tech Talk year-end review for TAG-Ed as we speak with its executive director, Michael Robertson. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. TAG TV and TAG Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Michael, as always, welcome back to Tech Talk.
Frank, so good to hear from you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Well, it's hard to believe, almost 4 years, if not 4 years, since we began our conversations. Certainly, what you guys have been able to accomplish, the goals and the achievements have just been one year after another, breaking through the identified opportunities and going right to the result. So I know that a lot of our listeners are probably either aware or maybe even participating in some of the activities that you've done. But let's start out just for the ones that may or may not know fully what you guys are all about. Go into the TAG Education Collaborative's mission.
Sure, thanks. We are the charitable arm of the Technology Association of Georgia, and our focus is on the future, getting students of today interested in the technology careers of tomorrow. We do that through a strategy that we call Feed, Foster, and Accelerate, where we start in elementary and middle school just raising awareness of what STEM education is, what a technology career looks like. If we do a good job of that, we can foster that interest through middle school and into high school, and then our capstone we call Accelerate is an internship program that we provide for high school students that help them understand what a technology career really is by doing it.
Okay, so let's go into some of the practicalities, maybe get a little granular. Tell us about 2014, TAG-Ed's accomplishments, maybe go into some of them.
Oh, we've had a fabulous year programmatically. On the feed side, let's start with STEM Day. STEM Day is, again, an awareness-raising day where we're just getting students to do something STEM-related in their classroom. In 2013 was our first year, and we were amazed that we could get 275,000 students throughout the state of Georgia just to do something STEM related in their classroom. In 2014, that number reached 620,000
Unbelievable.
students.
Amazing.
And so we have a program whose time has come that there's a lot of interest in STEM education, so the ability to raise that awareness.
You can't take that for granted. I mean, obviously the numbers are overwhelming and proof is in the performance, but the reality is 4 years ago, I would argue you could take 10 people and ask them what STEM stood for, and maybe one or two might know.
And we don't talk about plants, right?
Well,
or stem cells.
Well, the bottom line of it is it's an acronym that everybody talks about. A day doesn't go by that you don't see it on the news and whatever, and I think to myself, well, maybe TAG Collaborative and Michael's work wasn't the absolute core origination of that, but I think it was really close, and I think what you've accomplished, especially in the city of Atlanta and the state of Georgia, is just outright unbelievable. Congratulations on that one.
Well, thank you. The reward for doing a good job is what? More work, right? And so with Governor Deal's initiative to get more credit for computer science, we've been asked to take our STEM Day model and build a day of code. And we're using the code.org program called Hour of Code. They have different programs or different activities in their website. They say for people age 6 to 106. And last year there were 470 registrations in the state of Georgia. We're well over 1,000 now, and that may be a parent doing it with their child at home, and it may be an entire school. But we see Day of Code as being really an opportunity for people just to see what software and what computers are all about, and how the interaction between hardware and software occurs through coding.
Well, that Day of Code sounds like everything else. It just continues to grow and accelerate it. Go into a little bit more details about some of the accomplishments on 2014.
Well, so that kind of fits the feed part of our initiative. On the foster side, what we're trying to do is partner with organizations, and we're real excited about something that we started this year called STEMreach.org. The idea behind STEMreach is to become somewhat of a clearinghouse of STEM activities throughout the state, and so we launched the site this year. We've already got 60 organizations that we partner with. These are organizations that we vetted that have some type of STEM-related program, and it continues to grow every day. So if you've participated in STEM Day and or your child has, and they say, gee, I really liked the mobile app development activity that we did, I'd be interested in learning more, you can go to this site, STEMreach.org, and find out what other activities are out there. Certainly a site that we've got a lot of work to do with, but one that we're really excited about the initiation of it, and getting people started to come use that site as a clearinghouse. And then when we get to Accelerate, boy, we've had just a fabulous year. Our internship program, we placed 150 students. First, the good news, we placed 150 students in almost 60 companies throughout Georgia. These are 5-week internships where the students are learning and doing work related to some type of technology career. We match up students with the the opportunities, and at the end of the 5 weeks, the students get paid $1,000. The bad news is, maybe it's good news, we had over 1,400 students apply in 2014. So our placement rate of roughly 10% of the students that apply is right up there with students applying to go to Georgia Tech. So a very selective program, and we'd love to find more companies to work with us. We've got some really excellent students that we'd love to help companies find. It's a summer program, so we've got plenty of time to work on this, but we had a great year in 2014.
Now, you covered it already a little bit, but maybe go into a little bit more about, we mentioned the Day of Code, we mentioned the STEM Day. Maybe tell our audience about how do those things impact your mission?
I think the key thing, again, that we're trying to do is we're just trying to get students interested in technology careers. They really have a tough time relating the science and math classes that they're taking and what's going on in the classroom. And by giving them some hands-on experiences, whether it's an internship, whether it's a STEM day, or participating in some kind of challenge program at the foster level, just learn and see how to apply what you're learning in the classroom into the real world and what potential work opportunities are out there.
So much distraction about so many other career paths, and unfortunately some of the dominating ones seem a little trivial to a degree, although they can be successful in terms of finance, but not necessarily in the overall opportunity to accomplish what you're really capable of doing and making a true, a real value investment commitment to the greater economy. I guess where I'm headed also is, I heard some ridiculously challenging numbers as far as computer science credits are concerned, especially for high school students. Places that most of the schools don't even have computer science, as I understand it. I'm probably kind of going into your territory, but I know TAG and TAG Ed are marketing and promoting heavily computer science. Cover a little bit about computer science credit in high school students.
Well, I don't know the exact numbers, but I can kind of share this. There are, I think it's less than 1% of students, high school students, have the opportunity to take an AP computer science class. And think about where the jobs are in the future and where those students are going to get that kind of experience and knowledge. So Governor Deal came out probably 2 months ago now with an initiative for students, for the state school board to provide credit for computer science as a science, as a math course, or as a language course. And for the university system to accept those courses as credit for students going on to college. We think it will be a great start in getting these students some relevant real-world skills that they'll be able to take into their careers of the future. I think we all understand and agree that technology and being comfortable working with technology is going to be one of the key skills and one of the key differentiators moving forward in any career field. And so we think that this is a great start for doing that.
Absolutely, and arguably not only from a commercial standpoint as far as job placement and career opportunity, but pretty much just being able to matriculate towards a normal lifestyle in terms of what computers are going to be over the next several years. And the other part of it is that so much of the growth of our economy, so much of the growth of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, the national economy are based on these kids coming and providing the kind of talent and skills that are going to be necessary to support the innovations that are coming in the future. Talking about the future, let's talk as we close, and we're quickly running out of time, but I'd be hard-pressed not to want to cover your plans for 2015. Tell some of our listeners about what you got going for next year.
Let's look at it within that same feed, foster, and accelerate model that we've used. On the feed side, I think we're looking for a couple of things. One, we want to continue to grow STEM Day and Day of Code. We've set a goal to reach 1 million students. Whether we do that next year or the year after that, we're going to hit 1 million students and getting 1 million students some experience in STEM education. On the foster side, as I said earlier, STEM Reach is our future, and finding ways to get more people to come to STEM Reach when they're interested in finding out what kind of programs are out there, finding new partners so that we have a nice, robust site that has plenty of reach for people, I think is key. And then on Accelerate, I think there's two fronts that we're really trying to develop. One is, of course, we want to continue to grow our internship program. I think the challenge with growing our internship program is twofold. One, finding more companies certainly is key. The second is being able to wade through what's probably going to be 2,000 applications next year and finding the quality and the maturity of student that we've been so fortunate to work with in previous years. The second thing that we have identified, and we've been working on this for a couple of years, is we're out to find those students from underserved communities that have the skill, have the interest, but don't necessarily have the confidence and the interpersonal skills to qualify or to be selected for one of our internships. So for the last couple of years, we've done on a fairly small scale an interview and application workshop that teaches students interview skills, gives them application skills, and helps them understand how to fill out an application. And most importantly, we lead them through what we call a reality check roundtable, where students are talking about what their skills are, what their interests are, what they have to offer. And for a lot of these students, especially in underserved communities, it's the first time anybody's really worked with them to think that through and to talk that through. So we're building that program. Those students that go through that interview workshop and then apply for our internship, we are placing at a significantly greater rate than the general population, which is exactly what we're after. Our goal is to have half of our internship positions filled by women and 20% of our internships filled by these students from the underserved communities, Title I schools, that kind of thing.
Well, one thing for sure, and that is that you've set your goals early on, years ago. I often tell my children, take it one pin at a time. You've done that. You've taken it one initiative, one step at a time, building a mosaic, and the picture is starting to get clearer and clearer. Certainly, anyone who's participated in the things that you've been doing, anyone that wants to participate, needs to understand that the bottom line is to invest in the inevitable. The inevitable is we need to accomplish these goals, and certainly TAG Education Collaborative, if not the leading force, is one of the primary leading forces that's driving that opportunity and the goal. Michael, thank you so much for the years of service you've provided, the leadership that you continue to provide, and really have a great, great, and most successful 2015.
Frank, thanks so much. As always, it's been a pleasure.